you?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah.
Awesome. So I'll just give you a little context. So we need in December, every December we do an impact report of exactly what as a company we've achieved.
Uh-huh.
We have improved as a product and a service. So you were one of our successful clients in terms of getting decent achievements, which converted to an ROI as well. So I just wanted to have a chat of the whole journey before meeting us, how it started, and everything around that. So just to give you a little bit more context, this year, if I come make a total of the kind of fees and the projects our clients have grabbed, including yours, we've closed around 57, 58 crores worth of project.
Oh, nice. Very
Right.
nice.
And last year it was pretty much one fifth of that.
Oh,
So we've
okay.
also made a lot of radical changes on our end as well in terms of our team and our product positioning and the kind of services we're offering. So
Uh,
next year we're looking to again 5x this.
oh, nice. How did you do that? Like, how did you?
So first of all, definitely we additionally added our sales support as well. You must have noticed Josh is more active involved in all the callings and things like that. And I have built another layer of complete sales training. So
Hmm.
which earlier it was just about how do you actually initiate conversation and how do you actually just, have your first good site visit or your in-office meeting, experience center meeting, or just your first discovery meeting with a client. But now we're also teaching how to build urgency in the deals. How do you ensure that the person who has come in, depending upon the project size, gets closed as soon as possible? Now, for a smaller ticket size project, it could be anywhere between a week. For a bigger ticket size project, it could be anywhere maximum up to 6 to 8 weeks.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Right. So, Vineet, if you could just introduce yourself for our audience, so that would be great.
Okay. Hi, this is Vinit Nikumbh. I am an architect by profession, practicing since the last maybe more than 20 years. We are based in Bombay, but a large part of my practice was earlier in New York City. So unlike a lot of Indian architecture studios or architects, we are into multidisciplinary, unique projects. So some of our premium clients or projects are like the Museum of Solutions. Or
Awesome.
recently, just yesterday or maybe a week ago, we launched another project at Goa called Bastion Riviera.
Rivera.
Yeah, which is India's first entry into experiential luxury lifestyle. So for this one, we actually went across and studied the nightclubs or the clubbing or the party atmosphere in Dubai and Ibiza and Spain and created an entire 3 acre property where it's conceptually driven by a thematic for the brand to achieve a lot of ROI. And unlike a lot of shoddy architecture in Goa, I can proudly say that we've done world-class steel buildings, and it's kind of caught the attention of a lot of people. So we, as a studio, try to do unique boutiques projects with clients. So with Varilux, thankfully, so we have worked out a really cool project with a client who's into orchids, and he
Mhm.
has like a 3 acre orchid farm. And we are doing a orchid wedding space for them, and the project is really good. And we it's a high ticket project for us, so we're really happy with. So yeah, I think is that okay?
That's absolutely great. But yeah, Vineet, when I come to this point where you
Mm,
sort of are already in a space where you're pretty established, you are used to doing high ticket projects. Usually, people have this inhibition that, let's say, when they're reaching out to Valiuxe as a
mm,
company, we that high ticket is not possible through digital marketing. People who are HNIs or ultra HNIs, these kinds of people are not on Instagram. Why
mm.
would these people be looking for architects, interior designers, consultants
Oh yeah, so I
online?
also had the same framework, but there are three things that I can say from personal experience that are contrary to what you're saying.
Hmm.
So, one of my clients, I would not like to take her name, but she is the, let's say, if like there's a family called Ambani's, or like she's in that kind of a business family, and she's like one of the daughters of that family. She is really active on Instagram. So whenever she sees a really cool museum, because I designed her first museum, she still messages me and
Hmm.
says that I saw this on Instagram. So uh, I'm now talking about the third generation, the founders' sons and grandsons. They are on Instagram. The founder is not on Instagram. So what happens is another family, business family that I'm working with, something that we did, we are under an NDA. So, but that client got that what forward on Instagram from five of his friends,
Hmm.
and two of them were on her WhatsApp because she does not use Instagram. So later on, I realized that it may not be directly hitting them, but
Hmm.
if something is hitting even their network, and if it is valid and it makes sense, they get it because they have their
Right.
people everywhere. So that type of if a message goes for three or five times to the right person, the person takes notice. So, and the third thing I would say is that I am an extremely patient person. There are a lot of impatient people. So I was okay right from day one to wait for more than 6 months, even when I spoke to you. Like I
Right.
wasn't, I don't do anything because like if you ask me, my museum of solutions took 5 years. No architecture studio will wait for more than 3 months before they move on to the next house. So I had inherent like I thought like you get eventually it's not your thing. I have to build the systems and processes internally also. Just
Hmm.
putting out ads doesn't mean that you're going to get clients. And the kind of clients I get, I have to talk to about 20 to actually make one work
Yeah.
as per my terms and conditions. So I'm not saying that I can actually bend my rules and I can pick up seven also, but that's not what I want to do. Yeah.
No, definitely. Again, just a personal story. I used to bully my team that, okay, Vinit's numbers in marketing, lead cost, the kind of appointments that need to come up, these are great. You guys need to push them a little bit more so that the
Yeah,
closing comes
yeah.
up sooner.
We were really busy. I am really at fault at this. My timeline, my bandwidth, and maybe sometimes my laziness also. So because it's not as if the lead isn't. Sometimes it's just intuition. What has happened, Yukul, is over the last few years, last 15 years of practice. During COVID, I realized that if I want to have peace, I cannot have bad clients. So a lot of times
True.
when Joshua or Nishant or Gaurang pass on, I have an internal filter built up because I have dealt with a lot of people who just wasted my time and given me pain.
Hmm.
So मैं कभी कभी उनको बोलता नहीं हूँ, but when I feel, even if I get an intuition, I say no, I don't want to work with this person. That's the reason why the numbers are what they are.
Hmm.
If I were a little more commercial, which we are not as a studio, but we want to be because our numbers are really bad. But
Hmm.
we are happy. So
No,
yeah,
let me tell
yeah,
you from this whole performance marketing effort,
yeah.
definitely a little bit on the higher end, but you're still doing a decent. I mean, from the ad spend, it's still almost a 20x return if you
Hmm,
look at it
hmm,
that way. So
hmm,
definitely the systems and you can say the processes are set up pretty much now from what I see. So now
hmm.
it's up to us how soon we can either help you hire the right people or like you're already looking for another appointment set up for your team.
So I
So
found
once,
one. We hired
yeah,
one after last month, and I haven't run any ads. So
mm,
what my last strategy idea with Gaurang was, we are getting a lot of requests for educational spaces and museums,
right.
but we are running our ads only in hospitality. So I wanted to now double the ads and run in two parallel sections. So
Mm,
yeah, that's all. Or maybe even more verticals, because if we run more ads,
mm,
we can pick up more work that is really substantially good.
got it. Understood. So yeah, Vinny, before I move forward to the little bit more commercial aspect of you can say performance marketing and in general
Mm,
hiring an agency, You said you were pretty patient. I mean, partly because your Museum of Solutions took 5 years to get done. It is one thing to hire an agency, and it is one thing to get stuck with it for a little longer while.
Hmm.
Usually, what happens with us is our first generally contract is for anywhere between 2 to 4 months or 5 months. For the first 3 months, I feel like there was pretty much no movement from both of our ends. And still,
Hmm.
you took a conscious choice that, okay, I want to renew the contract. I want to give it another 3 months
Hmm.
before we see that. What sort of triggered you? "Okay, theek hai, let's stick for another 3 months."
No, so first was uh, okay, I come from a very non-commercial background. Okay,
Hmm.
so running ads itself is like a thing. Second was the work that we do. It's not easy to explain it. So,
Hmm.
how to message it and put it in ads. And the third reason was that we had not even done basic things like Google My Business. Okay, we
Yeah.
were not even on Google. So that was so those three things cumulatively took a lot of time. Plus, what to say was the big problem. So first we were
Hmm.
trying to run ads. Like he had given me 3 to 6 scripts, Gaurav,
Right.
options of 3 to 6. So I said I can't do so many. If I start running so many, I'll get so many inquiries. I don't even have the time to manage them. So then I perfected one, and that also took 3 months. And then we
Hmm.
ran the ads. So it was a very slow process on my end. It was not like I think it was not at your end at all.
Hmm. Understood.
Yeah.
And right. Another question that sort of comes up in my mind is like I
Mm,
work with a lot of other Mumbai-based high-end firms as well, but they sort of deal in mid-tier luxury segments, not the ultra luxury hospitality segments, institutional projects. So all of these people also, even while working with us super profitably, they still
mm.
have that noise around them that online nahi milta hai high ticket project. These sort of things don't work online. I'm sure you must have also been hearing all of these things before hiring us.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
so how did you first of all make that choice that okay, let's give it a try?
Uh, because I've seen like the whole, like a lot of influential people I saw are online all the time. And I did not like, so earlier I also had this mindset, but for some reason I saw your ad and I spoke to you, and there were things that we did in our initial 1 or 2 meetings which you discussed with me. That was even before you onboarded me, which made me change my mind. And I think I stick by it because there's a lot of people I follow, like Gary Vaynerchuk and even Alex and all those guys. So there were things that you said and they said that resonated.
Hmm.
So, but my experience has been exactly what you told me. So what I
Hmm.
thought maybe is not important. For example, if you know, she is so active on Instagram. Ask me her age, she's 63.
Hmm.
Okay, and I know the day she started her account because the account was started by the, yeah, whatever. It was started 5 to 7 years ago, and she actively follows each and every artist and comments. And it's like मेरे को कभी शर्म आता है because I don't put up stories for 15 days and there's a story every day. So
Hmm.
obviously, if someone is that active, it tells me the importance of the medium. Yeah. I don't.
Hmm.
I'm not saying she sees my ads or whatever. I mean, she doesn't need to. I know her personally, but I'm just saying that if someone like that is there, then I don't see any reason why people should doubt this.
Perfect. So I think I don't want to be someone who's pinpointing, issues or behaviors, but I think
Oh,
for scaling bricolage commercially, I
oh,
think the major issue was nothing on skill wise now at this point, but it's just inconsistency. Due to, I mean, again, inconsistency in action can be due to a bunch of stuff. Family issues happen, things happen, project delays. So, do you feel like ideally in 2026 you are in a position to scale now?
yeah, we have built the foundation to scale. because I got into so I was looking at Go High Level.
Mm-hmm.
But then I eventually took the subscription of Premier. I
Mm-hmm.
got that because essentially my studio was just me and the architects. There
Mm-hmm.
was no admin person. There were one or two, but they were just looking at salary and accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, now we onboarded Notion. We created an entire database of studio documents. We made SOPs for hospitality projects because once we started running the ads, we started getting a lot of leads.
Right.
Then, with all the leads, we started doing initial meetings, which we offer a design brief and a feasibility kind of document. So we
Right.
created the backend template in Notion and Google Sheets. So abhi leads aate hain, so we kind of immediately we send them a portfolio through Premier.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned Premier, and then now we also start giving them very quick calls on which we can give them an idea of these projects. So
Right.
that backup in backend infrastructure took me time because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, not a little bit, like too much. So because when the call, like what was happening with the leads is leads to Aya, like I get a Google sheet. But then there were days when they ran the ads, I used to have more than 50 to 120 leads. It's
Right.
not possible to keep a track of
True.
which conversation. So then I finally got Premier, and finally we got this appointment setter girl. We haven't tested
Mm-hmm.
her, but now she is aware of company क्या करती है, what is the documentation, if a client asks for a portfolio क्या भेजना है.
Right.
So at least that much she's aware. She's not a designer set, but she's just an appointment setter. So now
Hmm.
hopefully I think when we run these, I want to run in like 6 verticals simultaneously. So our
Understood.
back-end infrastructure is a kind of sorted.
Got it. So, Vinny, now like you also have a little bit experience doing appointment setting, just calling up
Hmm.
your own leads. One thing that I see a lot of people specifically struggle with is qualifying the lead. That people get the lead, it's showing
Hmm.
in the lead sheet in their CRM. Now, how do you first of all ensure that the lead that is there is verified? And second of all, it matches your criteria that, okay, this is someone I would want to work with. Apart from definitely the financials, the budget is a big criteria. But apart from that, how do you decide that, okay, this person is someone who is a potential pro- client instead of just a prospect? How do you qualify your leads?
So I have this parameter of conversation. If they are ready to do more than 3 meetings, so what happens is more than 30% of them don't even get on a phone call or a meeting.
Hmm.
The ones who do, uh, if you want to do a HNI type of project, there are a lot of times when they don't have a clear design brief. Like
Hmm.
they'll have a piece of land or they own a hotel, but they want to just increase their revenue, but they don't know how. Like, can you do it
Hmm.
via the restaurant? Can you do it by adding rooms? They don't know
Increasing the
how.
rooms, yeah,
So
room
I have,
rental, things like that.
yeah, so I have to do one meeting, which I call a design feasibility meeting, whether I actually talk to them and understand, let's say if they have a budget of 2 crores, but want to have an ROI that is 4x, I tell them nahi hoga. So, or if they have an unrealistic timeline, 3 mahine mein ye karke do. So I
Hmm.
kind of have one meeting with them. Before that, I have now started asking my guys, my I mean my architects, to have one meeting with them. And if they tell me the case is worthwhile, then I actually do the meeting. Last November, I did that.
Okay.
So if they used to only kind of do the first 1 or 2 meetings, because what happened is when you get more than 30 to 40 leads in a week, and if I try to do every meeting, it just jammed my timeline and eventually nothing came out of it. Okay.
True.
Uh, so yeah, so first round of pre-qualification is just basic, whether they pick up the phone or not. If
Hmm.
they don't pick up for more than twice, I leave it. Okay? I
Hmm.
don't get into it. There's no point of chasing people. So second round is if they get into a meeting. First thing I try to tell them is the project is going to cost 5 crores if it is going to cost 3 crores. So I just want to kind of shake the hell out of them because if if I don't talk money in the first 30 minutes, no, then I have been on several projects where people have designed BMWs in their heads and don't have budgets for even a Maruti 800.
Hmm.
So I don't want to waste their time and my time. So if I put some numbers in their head while I'm just randomly talking कि ये 2 करोड़ का होगा, ये 40 लाख का
Hmm.
होगा, I get an idea उनके मुंह को देख के कि वो कितने पानी में है.
Hmm.
So, and I intentionally do that in all my meetings. So, and there are a lot of genuine ones also. When I say these numbers, they're like, okay. So then
Hmm.
I realize that, okay, they know what they want. And
Hmm.
that I think is the best way to kind of judge.
Right. So on top of this, like I have seen this trait massively among all the people that have closed projects. It's again, you can say a difference between an abundance mindset and a scarcity mindset. The people generally who succeed in actually, getting these kind of cold leads converted to warm and then actually converting them to project, generally do it within their first 15 to 20 meetings. The people who are not able to do it, they're all the people stuck with calling the wrong kind of leads, stuck with just following up with every and any person. That just sort of see, people kind of operate from a scarcity standpoint. Okay, if this lead doesn't convert, where will I go? I don't know how many more leads will be
Mm,
coming in. But when you're assured that, okay, let's say 10 quality people are coming in this week, the next following week also people would be coming in and more people would be coming and following that as well. You also have that sort of confidence that, okay, yeah, I have to offer my time in the best possible way. If not to this person, probably the next person would be a better fit. So yeah, definitely. If someone is there who's just in front of the client being like, yes, sir, whatever you want it done in whatever budget, we will do it. These are the people who never succeed, honestly, in my opinion. Every year,
mm,
I roughly talk to 300 to 400 people in your space. And it is 50% of the cases people who are struggling with scaling their current firm or even just by surviving. These are these kind of people. People who have clear boundaries, people who have clear expectations, and who also set clear expectations in their client's mind
mm,
are generally the ones who end up actually building some sort of a brand around in this space.
mm.
Because the last thing that you want to get done is you onboard someone for a lesser budget, and by the time the project is getting done, you are spending money out of your own pocket.
No, that's what we as a firm have been doing for the last maybe 3 years before I spoke. Not you. This year has been a little different. I've been a little aloof, and because I was trying to do a lot of things that I was doing wrongly and repair them. Because the firm was running mindlessly. Like हम लोग के पास एक point पे there were more than 20 people, but everyone was mindlessly doing a part of a task that was not leading to eventually anything. So we
Hmm.
downscaled, we optimized. I recorded more than 300 videos
Hmm.
on Loom so that if I get a young person in my team, he can see all of the stuff that are what are we expecting from them. And I have also recorded some client meetings, some so that they get an idea of what we want them to do.
Right.
So now it has become a little easier because without that, it was like almost like me as a freelancer trying to manage an entire animal with no idea of
True.
marketing or sales. So, yeah, what you
Right.
said is
I mean,
important. Yeah.
correct. I mean, most people start a business and then they're just operating with reactions. Okay, this firefighting is happening now. We
Yeah,
need to
that
do
is my
this.
everyday. That used to be my everyday. Thankfully, now I'm trying to do the 4 hour workday. I'm trying to do it since the last 2 months. But yeah, let's see. I'm very happy with the way I have transformed. Yeah, it is a little slow, but not everything can be developed simultaneously nicely. So
True.
our development is real. Like no other firm can talk about Bastion, doing Bastion or
Correct.
a museum, but we have our downsides, like our profit margins and our pace is slow. Right? So, but yeah, it's okay.
Awesome. Awesome. Right, then I think we've covered a lot of points. We've actually had a decent discussion in terms of real things, not sugar-coated thing that, hey, Valuex is a great company, hire them.
No, no,
Bricolage is
no,
the
no.
best design company.
Varilux is also good. So the only thing is if you guys can do the appointment setting and like take some money from me, I don't mind paying you to hire an appointment setter like any telecaller and pre-qualifying and giving the phone to like giving the lead to us. But if you guys don't have that backend, we are now slowly trying to develop that. That's okay.
Right. So I have two counter arguments to this. First
Mm,
is we have the backend support to do that, but until and unless we've seen that people don't talk to these code leads
mm,
and sort of have their first interaction, for
mm,
some reason people are not able to build that confidence
mm,
while actually going into the meeting and having discussions. So if you are someone who has talked to 30 random people who just filled in a form with you, you have sort of built that first layer of sales skill. So
mm,
that is definitely a learning curve we want people to take. Second is I want to be in that situation where people are actually seeing and marking their leads as qualified. Because let's say if I ask someone from my team to call up one of your leads, what am I going to do? I'm going to ask the person, hey, do you have an active requirement? Are you available for a meeting? Okay, this is the time my client is available for a meeting. Let's book it. But I won't know the scale of the project.
mm.
We won't
Yeah,
understand
I thought
it.
so. I thought so. And that's why
Yeah,
after like maybe August, I decided that we'll ourselves do it. I got a JD from Gaurang. Then I hired one person. She left. Then I hired another person. So she's now here.
right.
But I wasn't there for a while. So I haven't now run the ads. So now we'll start. Yeah.
Perfect then, Vinit.
Also,
I
Go
think
High Level is something you guys prefer using or you guys use?
so. We have other automation softwares. Like first of all, we definitely use Cinemate.
You told me about Cinnamon. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just ask Nishant after this call to just help you out with whatever automation software you need help with. He'll just get it listed to me and probably I'll just do it myself.
No, I'll ask you. I'll tell you why. You must be thinking. I have changed the way I work. Is earlier till maybe Feb this year, I used to actually sit between 15 to 20 people and work. Now I no longer go to my office. So my office is somewhere else in Bombay. I'm in another location. The site is at a third location, and the site architects sometimes are there. So
Hmm.
we are all across. So if there is automation of a lead now, then I can assign it to someone. Right now, what happens is the assignment is via WhatsApp or phone.
Hmm.
So it's a little problematic. Yeah.
Then you need probably a pre and post sales software that is sort of tracking everything for you project wise.
I don't know. Like once I get a lead, like a lead sheet from Nishank or whoever from your team, I wanted to go into an automated process of assign to me or my EA to call, and then after that track each step. So Previer does it a bit.
Hmm.
I don't know Cinemate or whatever you use.
We have that basically a pipeline tracking. Where is it? Did they have the first meeting?
Uh,
Has the proposal been sent? Things like that from an agency point of view. Because our backend is pretty much something that a completely different team handles. I'm not engaged in the backend things.
what is backend?
So backend is basically front end is when someone is coming into your company. So it's basically marketing and sales. Backend is your operations, finances, all of those kind of stuff. So I handle basically the sales and marketing department. I lead that, and Gorang handles all the operations. How are the clients being treated? How are the projects being followed up? Are the clients happy or not? How far along are projects going on? Is there any expected delay? So we have a lot of, I think, Google Sheets that we have made of sort of
Uh,
like project trackers. We've
uh,
sort of coded a few things into them, but I don't think so. We use software extensively for that. Partly because we have enough human touch with our clients that we're meeting pretty much everyone every week. We have a person dedicated who's just looking at tracking your projects. Then there's another person who's specifically looking at marketing. So till now, operation hasn't been a bigger hassle for us. Probably when we do it, probably at a scale where we're taking up 100 people a month, that time I'll probably be looking at either finding a software solution or building one.
okay. So I'll talk to Nishant. No problem. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to ask you, what are all these cool things that you're learning to 5x your revenue? You should share these resources with people like me also. So I
I
also
mean, so
learn and
next year
optimize.
probably we'll be applying
No,
all these skills for you
I'm
itself.
no, I'm kidding. Like some good books that you read or some people you follow, you can tell me. Yeah.
So definitely, one of the people that I follow, Alex Armozy, you pretty much talked about him. And
Hmm.
in terms of scaling business, I am looking at just building even better and better SOPs. So just like you have recorded 300 Loom videos, I also did that last year. But this year I was in a position like, okay, if I'm wanting to train a new employee, I don't want that new employee to spend 3 months in learning what they have to do. So I
Hmm.
almost compiled all of that data into one 20-page PDF and a 160 to 80-minute video. So
Hmm.
that, okay, this is the bare minimum I want you to study in the next 3 to 4 days. And after that, all the problems that come in, try to tackle them. If not, we will have like a morning and evening rebuttal session where I'll teach you how to handle these. Now, so all of these skills can be either in a marketing guy who's running ads for us or who's scripting basically content for us. Either it is someone who is doing appointment setting, either it is a consultant for us who's doing sales, or even if someone is like an account manager. So
Hmm.
for all of that, I've sort of, you can say, made a crash course.
Hmm.
So first is that, and on top of that is something that I didn't do earlier. I have started doing now is uh, Gaurang and I will have one meeting with our complete team every day. So like Gaurang will get started with the day, and when he is wrapped up by the end of the day, I will have the last meeting. So that sort of gives a double structure to the company, and at the same time, the whole team feels a little bit more accountable. That okay, both the co-founders are coming in and are talking about the things that are going on.
Okay.
Right. So this is that, and if I do come across any good book, I'll definitely send it over.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. See you.
Right.
Bye.
Perfect, then Vinit. All right. Anything else that you would want for us as a company to improve apart from the appointment
No,
setting?
if I think about it, I'll WhatsApp it.
Perfect. And any other key takeaways? Let's say if someone who isn't at your stature, people who haven't done such great hospitality projects, but who are looking to get into these sorts of projects as an interior designer or an architect, how would you recommend them to go about it?
Mm, as in, like, do more projects or do more like.
Get more of those sorts of projects.
Oh, oh, yeah. I think digital is the way because the market is so cluttered with all sorts of ads, and also the client is super confused as to who's actually good because. So there's a lot of genuineness that needs to come across. So that's all I feel. Because the clients at this age, no, the type of
Mhm.
people I work with have already worked with like 5 or 6 architects.
Hmm.
So it's not new to them. So they can call the bluff easily.
Hmm.
So you have to be true and genuine.
Right. Okay, then Vinith, it's been a great session. We've had a decent discussion about key takeaways of while starting, not starting, of while building that foundation as a company, why SOPs are important, how do you actually build a sort of abundance mindset and not be in that scarcity mindset where you're just saying yes to everything.
Mm.
And yeah, pretty much good luck for 2026. I would love to have your 2026 goals on our basically support group as well so that we can see and reverse engineer how we can start achieving that.
Okay, cool.
All right then. Awesome, Vinith. Bye. Take care.
Bye.